All right, thank you for staying with us. Just a reminder that INEC says elections will be conducted today, beginning from 8 a.m. to 12 noon in Lagos, Surulere, Ikate, Okota, Etiosa, Koshofe, and Oshodi polling units. And then the Federal Capital Territory, Ebonyi, Rivers, Imo, Anambra, Kano, Edo, Delta, Kogi, Bayelsa, Enugu, Sokoto, Taraba, Abia and Ekiti, places that were affected by the delay for materials getting to those polling units and some incidents that happened there, that because the beavers machine and every other materials are available, the elections will continue, or the voting rather will continue in these polling units. One question, Jide, that comes to mind with regards to security and electoral violence, as we were speaking, is what the president that will take over from the incoming president has to do to unify Nigeria beyond our fault lines, such that every Nigerian sees themselves as a stakeholder in the project called Nigeria, and that they are not defined by their ethnicity, religion, whatever it is, and they will not allow themselves to be tools in the hands of politicians.
Yes, there has to be equity and fair play, and there has to be respect for one another. There is no reason why people visiting a part of the country should be targeted for attacks, because what this does is that it sets our people against one another. Some of the incidents that have been recorded in the Southeast, the targeting of trucks carrying cattle, and the destruction of their cargo and all that, makes people from the north to think that they are not wanted in the Southeast. Some have even decided that they will not go to the Southeast anymore. There are even some markets in some states of the Southeast that have been closed. Markets that where you buy things, from Northerners and others. Some of the markets have been relocated to places like Asaba in the South. Yes, we know that these are the activities of terrorists, people bent on seeing Nigerians at each other's throats, bent on seeing us killing one another, and the classic tit for tat killing. But at the same time, the governors of the Southeast states must do their best to bring down these attacks being carried out by so-called unknown gunmen, because it's not good for us. It has the potential of turning people against our brothers and sisters in the Southeast. Because I've had a lot of my friends complain that why are they attacking businessmen from northern Nigeria? There's no part of Nigeria that can live in isolation. We have our different areas of strength, and we're supposed to harvest those areas of strength to ensure that our country achieves growth, development, and even unity of its people. But where people are killed, attacked on the basis of going to do business in a part of Nigeria, many people won't simply look at it as the handiwork of terrorists. They are going to see it as terrorist acts committed by people of that geopolitical zone. They are not simply going to say, "Oh, it's terrorists that did this," and it worsens the disunity, the distrust, the mutual distrust that we have in Nigeria. So security has to improve so that people can freely move around in our country, go to anywhere that they like to conduct their businesses. That is one. People should be free to do business in any part of the country without being seen as inferior to other people. We place so much emphasis on indigenship. Oh, we are indigenous of the state. We deserve to be treated specially, and all that. Others who are not citizens of our state must therefore be denied certain benefits. It is wrong. It is wrong. In America, yes, there is still a bit of identity politics, but you can see that increasingly people of different nationalities, people from different countries are even winning elections into the Congress.
Yes. The dynamics are changing.
Yes, we saw a woman from Somalia get into the U.S. Congress, a migrant from Somalia. More and more people from Mexico and other South American states are coming into America, living their dreams and becoming who they want to become. That's the way it should be in our country. But at the same time, as I said earlier, we must have respect for one another.
True.
So where it appears that we do not respect one another, the fighting will not end. We will be at each other's throats. And I can tell you that in this election, we saw signs of the unease, signs of the mutual distrust, signs of tension between different tribes, especially here in Lagos.
Yeah.
We saw clearly that something has to be done, especially the threat to violence. Something has to be done. Lagosians must see themselves as one, whether they are from the east or from the north or from the south. And what we want to see is people living together, happy to live together, and not see one another as enemies. And politics should not divide us as a people.
Right.
Politics should not divide us. Lagos is a place where everyone should feel free to come and live his dream, But even in doing that, there has to be mutual respect. Where we do not respect one another, it will be difficult to cohabit peacefully. It's important that we respect one another, respect each other's space. It's very important. There are many things that I've seen in this election that frankly do not make me happy. Maybe when we are discussing, since results are not officially out yet,
Yes.
when we are discussing post-mortem, we are doing post-mortem, you will see some of what happened that threatened the unity of our country.
No, you can still discuss now.
The pattern of voting, voting along ethnic lines, voting along religious lines. They don't serve the purpose of getting us to gel as a people. They don't serve the purpose of uniting us as a people. The long after the election, the ripple effects, we will feel the ripple effects, and we will become even more divided from what I see. I never knew that our elections could be so badly characterized by politics of identity, as I've seen yesterday. It's really shameful. It's really shameful, the extent to which we've taken this politics of identity. But even at that, there is still a reason to be happy, because in some places we didn't see that. People didn't vote for somebody from their ethnicity. They even voted against people from their ethnicity. And in some cases, you see the voting, the pattern of voting. It was quite close. Look at Osun, for example.
Right.
It was a tussle between the APC and the PDP.
Okay, I believe we can still call parties names now.
Yeah, it was, you see the APC and the PDP running neck and neck. You will not be able to, from some of the results that came in, you won't be able to judge who will win.
Right. Well, we can do without mentioning party names.
I like to see our elections competitive in the real sense of the word.
Right.
Not a situation in which it appears, oh, this is one way.
All right.
When it appears it is one way, then identity politics, you can actually blame identity politics.
Really?
For that. Yes. Where,
But if
for
that's
example,
the decision of the people.
you see, if the decision of the people, if the people came to such decision,
right,
because they felt that the candidates belonged to their own ethnic group, and they voted because of that, and they voted en masse because of that, it's not good for our unity.
Right.
Where people will simply vote because somebody belongs to their religion, and you see that pattern, it's overwhelming support for that person on the basis of religion. It's not good. It's not good enough. I said yesterday that I would love to see the voter concern himself strictly with the capacity, the ability of the candidate to deliver, not his state of origin, not his ethnic origin, not his religion. That is how we can get the best. Because some of the people that we are rejecting could actually be much better than the people we are embracing on the basis of
faith
yes,
and religion.
Yes, and ethnicity.
Ethnicity.
You know, but of course, you know, in this election, at least during the campaigns, clerics, whether they are Muslim or Christian, kept telling their congregation, their flock, that they must vote for
particular candidates.
Yes, because of religion. This happened in the north, happened in the south, happened everywhere. And I'm really worried, because if we were in the past, if we bothered ourselves about how we were divided along ethnic lines, now religion is coming in. Religious division is worse than ethnic division.
Right.
Because where it is worse is that you could actually come from the same loins, and hate one another on the basis of religious division. You get the point?
Right. Yeah.
That's why I believe that religious division is worse than ethnic division. In fact, when it comes in, they say religion is the opium of the people. Where religion steps in, even ethnicity will take a back seat. So it's a terrible kind of politics to play. Religious politics is not good for us. And clerics who are playing religious politics, they need to do a soul
When did
searching.
this begin to become a part of our politics? Because you mentioned that this wasn't what it used to be. When did it become a part of it? When did we start introducing religion?
I think in this election, this electoral season, it wasn't that of a problem before now.
Because of what we saw in 1993.
People didn't really care about the fact that
Abiola and Bashir Tofa
were both the Muslims. And Abiola even lost his, Tofa even lost his state, Kano, even his ward. Abiola defeated him, and we thought that was a watershed that, look, if only our country can build on this. The tragedy of that time was that election was annulled by the military class that was bent on retaining power. We were not really ready to leave the scene. So they took the decision to annul that election, the freest election in our country's history. We lost an opportunity to unite our people in a way that could have been permanent. We lost the opportunity. But after that, yes, there are usually concerns, this person, these appointments do not favor us, this and that, this and that. And then came the Muslim ticket. The Muslim ticket then got many of the Christian faithful angry because they felt it was insensitive. That in a country with such a huge population of Christians, the candidate that picked a Muslim should have been able to find a Christian good enough for that position. Ashwaju was interested in winning, first and foremost.
Okay.
And he was convinced that if he didn't take that decision, he would not be able to win. Because to pick a minority Christian from the north may not guarantee him of a tremendous quantum of votes from that part of the country. That was the way he was thinking. And I said it here too, that no Muslim from the south of Nigeria would be able to win if he goes ahead again to pick someone from the minority tribe in the north, where the bulk of the votes are. He felt he needed to pick someone from the minority tribe. In the south, Christians and the majority in the South. So a Muslim will see himself as a minority from the South. And he will think that it is inconceivable to still go and pick another minority from the North. Looking at religion, looking at it from the prism of religion, the Muslim is a minority in the North. I mean, the South. So to then go and pick a minority again from the North will not serve its purpose of trying to win the election. People don't like to hear this kind of argument, but that is the truth. It's a pragmatic decision that he took. And we met him some months back, I think about 3-4 months ago, and he said, look, I was really concerned about winning. I wasn't thinking about any other thing beyond winning. But this angered the Christian folk, and some of the voting that we have seen is a reflection of that anger. We cannot deceive ourselves that they felt that this was that decision was insensitive. They responded in anger to vote for
their candidate.
A candidate from their faith. So that's what we have seen. But I hope that if Asiwaju wins the election, he will be able to unite everyone and make them forget his faith. You understand? And make them make the matter of religion not be an issue in our country. We should be concerned about nation building. We have more serious issues troubling us. Insecurity all over the place. Whoever can fix that problem, whether it's a Christian or a Muslim, I'll be happy. The economy is doing badly, made worse by the actions of the CBN governor. Whoever can come, fix the economy, put our nation back on track, I'm happy to continually pray for the success of such a person. So I think that religion has to take a back seat in the scheme of things because nothing divides our people more than...
Well, as it stands, it seems religion may not take a back seat in a long time.
But that is what we wish to see. Our people are even being exploited on the basis of religion. I can't imagine a situation in which a pastor will say, I will flog you if you vote for this or that candidate. Even that is against the law of the land. It's actionable because you are not supposed to try to divide our people in the blatant manner that some of them have done. And I've seen some homilies dressed up as revelation, or clearly speaking the mind. Just the opinion of some clerics, and using intemperate language to drive home the point that they should not vote for people of a certain religion. Whether it's in the mosque or in the church, clerics should not be doing this. You should not be dividing our people on the basis of religion, because the effect is long-lasting and it will leave us worse off as a people if nothing is done to address this problem. But I want to believe that the next administration, in terms of equity and fairness, will be able to carry the generality of our people along and get them to all jump in to work for the success of the administration. It is possible to have an administration that does its best to be fair, to be equitable in terms of the distribution of appointments. People will be looking out. I can tell you the first set of appointments by the new administration, people will be looking out to try to see whether it is equitable or
Yes,
the
just
science.
like they did with the current president,
Yes,
Muhammadu
his
Buhari.
first set of appointments, I think about 11 of them, like 2/3 of them were from the north. And he said, look, these are my personal staff. I wasn't looking at merit. I picked people that I had known over the years.
This is what concerns Nigerians.
But Nigerians were not impressed. They felt,
Yes.
he should have tried to balance things. So the incoming administration must know that at no time have we been as divided as we are now as a people. So it must take concrete steps to address those issues that keep us divided. Be equitable in the distribution of appointments, whether into the armed forces or even key ministerial positions. People must see signs of even-handedness. If they do not see signs of even-handedness, they are going to see the government as no different, from some of the governments that we have had that worsened
The situation.
the situation.
Right. Let's also look at a recap of events from yesterday. Despite the numbers of persons that collected their PVCs and all of it, there are those who say turnout still looks like it was low. I wonder if that is your assessment of what's happened yesterday.
And when you look at a state like Lagos, there's a big problem with Lagos. There's a big problem with Lagos. And I keep asking myself, why do people take the pain to register for an election? Why do they take the pain to go and collect their PVCs when they knew that they would not
Turn out to vote.
I just don't get it, because it's not worth the trouble. If you to get registered was difficult, especially in this part of the country. Some people will go and queue up as early as 4 a.m. and will not leave the place until almost 5. And after all that trouble, you still choose to not exercise your franchise. Something is wrong.
Perhaps the lateness of the materials getting to their polling units also discouraged.
I think also that this, you see, over the years, politicians have spoiled our people. They spoiled our people by constantly giving them money at the polling centers, buying their votes. I think because of this cash crunch and realizing that even money to pay agents, parties did not have. Some of them just felt, look, it's not worth the trouble, let me stay away. But in some of the places where like the North, where the political awareness is top-notch, where the people are so easy to mobilize for elections, we still saw people come out in appreciable numbers.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. We've not seen the overall turnout countrywide